What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 7 NHL 23 Edmonton Oilers Franchise Mode Series. As always, wouldn't mind leaving a quick thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Right now, guys, we're 4-2 in the preseason. McDavid there has 8 points in 6 games. If you guys missed the last episode, I'll show you who won the Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, it was not us. Was trying to repeat, but the Florida Panthers actually won it there. So, hopefully get back in that Stanley Cup column. Obviously, we got 4 more seasons here. We'd love to win at least one more with McDavid and the boys. So, I'll show you guys what the team is looking like this season. Unfortunately, Panarin played pretty good for us last year, but he did retire. So, the first line's back to being Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman. Getting a +5 Cam. They've played well before. Should be good this season. Yamamoto now an 87. Getting a +3 on that second line with Misa and Nugent Hopkins. A lot of people are saying never trade Nugent. Don't worry, I didn't really plan on it. I think 1 or 2 episodes ago, I showed how he actually has the record now as the longest standing Oiler. Third line here, we got Holloway, Lambert, who we just brought in, along with Anthony Mantha. And somebody watching the videos, Hunter Morris is actually a childhood friend of Mantha's, and he told him how, like, in this series we signed with the Oilers, and apparently he was thrilled to be on the Oilers, so I'm not sure what the quotes means. I feel like he should be excited to play with McDavid, though. Fourth line here, you got Krause, Millette, and McLeod, so solid fourth line. Defensively here, brought in Adam Pelech, which I think will be huge for the PK. And he's playing with Devin Taves on that #1 pairing, getting a +5 Chem boost. Riley Broberg, second pair, they get a +2. And then bottom pairing here, Dvorak and Sandin Pellikka. Pellikka, of course, is on the third pair, which might hurt his growth, but he's also playing both power plays. Harthar's our starting goalie, down to an 88, but still solid. And then Lukin in there, just a super backup, 87. Now, speaking of other special teams, you guys can see power play 1 there. Looks quite solid to get a +5. Power play 2 get a +2. McDavid's double shifting. We've actually got Mantha out there, as I mentioned, Sandin Pellikka with Yamamoto and Nuge. Foreman power play 1 also +5. Foreman power play 2 there looks pretty solid. In terms of the PK, I feel like that first PK is very solid. Pelech and Taves on the back end. PK2 even doesn't look too bad. You guys can see PK3 has Lambert and Krause. I actually wanted to make sure, I think just like other videos, that every single player had at least some special team time. That way, you know, everyone's getting a bit extra ice time. Hopefully that helps their growth, their production. AHL-wise here, so same first lines before. Durofayev, Simoneau, and Gurianov getting a +1. We got Tulio, Bystedt, Filipino there on the second. Ostapchuk, Bolduc, and Manning on the third, with Chason, Koppinen, and Voros on the fourth line. Koppinen actually did want on the third line over Bolduc just because he's got that mean potential. And even though HL stats don't affect growth, I'm just thinking, you know, he could grow and potentially be over Bolduc this season. Defensively here, Vero and Stoner top pair. Him and Sully McLennan on the second, with Iverson, Ottavainen on the bottom pair. Goaltending-wise, Or here's our starter. Had a great season last year, hoping for more of that. Backing up there, Sanders also isn't too terrible. So both teams are looking pretty solid. Definitely expecting, you know, both teams to make the playoffs, and hopefully both can go on championship runs. Obviously, 2 guys, no change to the captaincy. We'll take a quick look here at the contract situation in case we have any extensions that need done. Pelech, are we allowed to extend? We could. 6.3 million is not that bad. We have $20 million, and we have $20 million extension dollars. Hyman we can't extend. Nuge we can. I do plan on bringing him back. 1 year, $4 million. I mean, he can retire at any time. I probably will drop in rating too. Let's just do, I mean, I feel like, you know, Nugent Hopkins probably take a discount. Let's try 1 year at 3.5. Lawson Krause also wants a new deal. 1 year, 1.8. It's actually quite fair. 3 more years, I wouldn't mind. 3 years, 1.75. Again, just like a super fourth liner. We're saving $1 million there as well. And Lukin in here, is he still down to take a super cheap contract? He is. Are you kidding me? 87 overall. He still only wants 1.5 million. I don't understand it. 3 years from now, he wants 3.5. So let's try 2 more years at like, yeah, 1.5.5. If he says yes to that, absolute steal. Also, too, guys, I think I was talking about the record book earlier. I want to show you one we actually might break this season, and that's Connor McDavid setting the all-time goal record for Edmonton Oilers players. Currently, he has 35 goals behind Gretzky's record, so all he needs is 36 to smash it this season, which I think is obviously very, very possible. So hopefully we can get that done. Next year, guys, before we start the sim, I'll show you the ratings for this season. We've got 96 offense, 96 defense, and 90 goaltending. Hopefully that's good enough to get back in the playoffs, and like I said, make a run at that Stanley Cup. Let's find out. And here we go, guys. Nuge said yes to that 1 year, $3.5 million contract, so that's good. Again, just in case he drops in rating with the old age, would rather do, like, you know, 1 year deals for him moving forward. Krause also said yes, so we save $1 million on him. Waiting to hear back from Lukin. $1.5 million for the next 2 years for 87 backup. That is insane. And as I mentioned, guys, Taves wants 6.3 on a 1 year. We could try a 2 year at, like, I don't know, 5.75. Even though he's a bit older, for an 89 overall defenseman, that's really good. Plus, he does want an extension, so I think it's quite likely he's going to resign. And there we go, guys. Adam Pelech said yes. You guys can see McDavid already off to 5 points in 2 games. He had 4 points in his first game, so hopefully that's a sign of, you know, another 100-plus point season. All right, guys, we're at the end of November right now, and I don't understand this game sometimes. We had an 11-2-1 record. We were first in the division, probably first in the NHL, and then we went and lost 8 straight games, all of which in regulation. How, like, does a team go from 11-2-1 to 11-10-1? I don't get it. Probably won't make any changes. I'm going to assume it's just a weird fluke in the sim, but definitely a little bit concerning. And yeah, guys, this is crazy. So after that 8-game losing streak, we actually won the very next game against the Ducks and only lost 1 game in regulation the entire month of December against the Blackhawks, and that was by 1 goal. And we actually only lost 2 games total. The other was a 5-4 shootout loss to the Flames. So back, to a playoff spot, second there in division with 46. 13 behind the Kings, though, who are actually kind of crushing it. AHL-wise, they're also second in the division. Okay, they have more points than the Wranglers, but I guess a lower point percentage. 7-0 there, well over a point per game, almost all assists. McDavid's got 46 and 35, so that's good to see. Hopefully, more win streak and less losing streaks here heading towards the trade deadline. I'm just going to big trade off here, guys, in the Capitals. Severson and Lizotte for Calvert, who's a medium top 6 prospect, and Baranka, who's a low top 6. I'll see what Severson's rating is. It probably doesn't make sense. 82 overall, yeah, definitely doesn't make sense. I was thinking maybe if he was 85 or 86, we'd give up, a solid prospect for him. But honestly, our D-core is good enough. I'm thinking with the $5 million we have in cap space, try and make a trade for some crazy superstar player, 50% retention, expiring deal, just because obviously I want to have that flexibility next summer. Ross Colton probably going to say no to as well. And so at the trade deadline now, guys, the record of 39, 22, and 3. We actually just beat the Flames 10-2. I think that's our biggest win of the year. We're currently 5 back of the Kings, so playing really good hockey, 81 points at the deadline. And so we're the second best team in the West, and it looks like the 5th or 6th best team in the NHL, but obviously one of the top teams for sure. AHL-wise, 34, 15, and 6. They're first in the division. Okay, so that's awesome. Let's see. Semino, still over a point per game there, 64 and 55. He's crushing it. NHL, McDavid's at 83 and 64. 47 goals. The dude saw that he was, 36 behind Gretzky's record, and he broke it before the trade deadline. That is crazy. I totally forgot to look. He might have honestly beaten it in December, and it wasn't even something on my radar. That is absolutely nuts. So I'll see if we can get him some help here, because obviously he's definitely going to hit 50, maybe 60 goals this season. 100% we are a buyer. So I went to the trade deadline here, guys. Again, about $5.5 million in cap space. Could bring back Jacob Chychrun, but 6.7 for 4 more years. Not a bad contract for 89, just a lot of term. Vince Dunn, 1 year left, 8.3. So we could take him back 50% in only 1 year. Could make our defense just ridiculous. Horvat there, McCann, Campe, Velarde, Hannafin, Wallstrom, Coronado, Amirov. So there are really no superstars at this deadline. I'm not sure to you guys last time I showed it, but as you can see, McDavid, Draisaitl, of course, absolutely max trade value. Michael Misa there, not surprised honestly doesn't have more, considering the fact he's already 90 overall at 22 and on a pretty team-friendly contract. Yamamoto, though, 87 overall, only making 2.7. That is an amazing contract. Same with Holloway, so you can see both their values quite high. And as I mentioned, guys, too, about Coppin and growing, as you can see, already 75 overall at the deadline. 21 points right now in the AHL. Voros there's also 75. Both these guys medium elite potential. So potentially, depending how they grow, could be the NHL next season. Definitely within the next couple, though. They'll be there for sure. Also, too, guys, looking at some of our player stats, and it's good to see we have more than just the first line this season. That second line, they're led by Michael Misa. You can see almost a point per game, plus 32. Yamamoto there also, 59 points, plus 29. Nuge is the final part of that third line. He's got also close to a point per game with a plus 33, so that's great to see. And Carter Hart's stats here, .921 save percentage, 2.52 goals against. I mean, those are potentially Vezina-winning numbers. That'd be his second in 3 years if he can pull it off. All right, guys, so right now I'm trying to make a kind of strange trade for Carson Soucy, $2 million on an expiring deal. Basically, I just want his salary. It's a very strange deal we're making here. We're going to try and give up basically next to nothing. Gogolev there, 21.65. Could these two guys get Soucy? They don't. Also throw in Mackey here, who's high backup. Maybe this gets it done. Just 3 prospects, trades rejected. We'll throw in a 2032 7th. That's actually our next available 7th. I'll take out the goalie too. I probably don't even need him. And there we go. Flyers say yes. Probably could have done just the 7th. Now, the reason is I'm making a kind of interesting trade here. This might work. This might not work. The Islanders. Steven Stamkos is rotting away. 39 years old, 79 overall. He's actually got a little bit of value still just because he is a sick player in terms of puck skills, the shooting. He's scratched right now. They're not even playing him. Again, I think he could actually be decent for us, maybe play on the power play. So I'm going to try and get him here. Decent amount of value, and the reason I actually traded for Soucy was because if I take him off their team, they're no longer at the cap salary minimum. So I'm going to trade them Soucy, plus I'm going to have them retain on Stamkos. Actually, just Soucy's enough. The $1 million difference there is good. And I'm actually going to be giving up Brad Lambert. I was talking about how the second lines are playing so well. Kind of the opposite for the third. You can see there he's a -8. He's only got 22 points. Is making no money, so he's on a great contract. But I think Stamkos gives us a better chance to win now. And obviously, that is what we're trying to do. the value looks pretty equal there. I'll definitely have to bring back somebody with like no salary cap, and also somebody too, yeah, like him on expiring deals. So value is still slightly on their side. Maybe we'll throw on that goalie who we got back, Mackey, and then we could add a draft pick this year. We have 2 fourths. We could give them their 4th round pick back, but honestly, it'll probably be higher. So let's give them our 4th rounder. Now the value is actually on their side. Let's do like a 6th round pick a couple years from now. So Susie, Lambert, Mackey, and a 6th. Or Stamkos, you remember, is literally scratched on their team, and they're a seller. Trades accepted. Okay, so I think Stamkos, you know, he is 2 overall below Lambert. You guys saw his stats, and like his actual offensive stats are way better. So I think, you know, him playing between Mantha and Holloway should improve that 3rd line. Plus him on power play too, hopefully just ripping home some slap shots. And so the trade deadline is now complete, guys. We just made the 1 trade for Stamkos. Didn't want to really do anything more than that, as I honestly feel like this team's good enough as is to win a Stanley Cup, so just want to make a small tweak there. Now look at the rest of the trades. You got Jake DeBrusk going to the Stars. Nico Dawes, the LA Kings, of course, you know, we signed him a couple seasons ago. Wallstrom there to the Blackhawks. Coronado to the Red Wings. Connor Zary there to the Preds. Ryan Strome to the Bruins. Let's see, Eric Branson there to the Blues. Lassie Thompson to the Flyers. Neil Pionk to the Red Wings. Samuel Poulin there to the Panthers. Sam Bennett to the Vegas Golden Knights. Dante Fabro to the Devils. Tony DeAngelo to Boston. Cristoforo there to the Coyotes. Bernard Docker to the Stars. Schwartz to the Avalanche. Casey Middlestat to the Maple Leafs. Tristan Jarry to the Senators, and Casey Middlestat to the Maple Leafs. So not a bad trade deadline. Really nothing shocking. Max Jones on waivers. How is he? 79 overall. Okay, 6'3" power forward, 4.5-star physical. But he's got 90 strength, body check, and aggressiveness. Like, that's all pretty solid. Defensive awareness is a little bit low, but really good physical stats. I kind of want to pick him up, honestly. I'm honestly wondering if he'd be worth picking up for the AHL team. I know in real life that he has to go on the NHL team. In this game, though, they go straight to the AHL. And so after the trade deadline, guys, here's an update look at the team. First line staying the same. Second line, though, is now Yamamoto, Misa, Stamkos getting a +5. I actually would have liked to keep the second line the same. Thing is, we somehow get a -1 if we throw Stamkos on the 3rd line, even though he's got all his X factors. So don't want that. Plus, we get +5 on the second instead of a +3, so it just makes sense. Nudes there on the 3rd line now between Holloway and Mantha. 4th line's the same. Defensively here, no change either. In terms of the power play, I think I got Stammer on power play 2 again, kind of like in Ovi's office, which is also Stammer's office. Hopefully he can score some nasty one-timers from there. I think he's also on the 4-man power play 2. No PK time for him, though. In terms of the PK, of course, Brad Lambert got traded, so Draisaitl there's on the 3rd one. AHL-wise, I think it's the exact same. Maybe I switched the lines up a little bit, though, because I think we actually got an extra +1 chemistry boost now. And even though I picked up Max Jones, decided to just keep him scratched. I kind of just signed him to, like, maybe use for next season, whether that be on the NHL team or AHL team. So, I mean, overall, I think, you know, team's looking good. Again, Stammer hasn't played at all this year. Last year he had 40 points, and the 4 years before that he was in the 70s. So I feel like playing second line, Michael Misa, Kelly Yamamoto getting a +5 should do well. Alright guys, so rather than the season now with a record of 45, 31, and 6. Not a bad year. We finished with 96 points. I am a little bit worried though. After the trade deadline, we actually went 6-12. So that's probably like our worst stretch of 18 games yet. Even that one where we had like 8 straight losses, it was sandwiched in between 2 big win streaks. I thought adding the Stamkos to this team was going to make them better. Apparently that might not be the case. AHL-wise, 44, 21, 6. First place still in their division. Let's see, Simino there, over a point per game. McDavid, 101, so that's awesome to see. 59 goals, are you kidding me? 1 shy of the 60 mark. This year already has 60. I feel like if he just absolutely goes off, could even hit 70, but we'll see here everyone else did. Draisaitl, 75. So McDavid really not getting that much help. Surprised Draisaitl's kind of fallen off so quickly. I think it was last year, or actually 2 years ago, 86, after being, you know, around 100 there the 3 years prior. So I'm not really sure why that is. Yamamoto, though, huge year, playing second line at 72 points with Michael Misa. So really good to see that kind of secondary scoring. Nude, 63, and he finished the year on the 3rd line, so that's huge. Hyman, 57. Tays there and Riley, both in the mid-40s. Riley, I'd like to see more points from, and it's like, he still had 21 minutes of ice time, first power play unit. I don't think, you know, he had to be on the top pair to still produce. Boberg, Holloway, Mantha there at 30. Mantha's actually down to 81 now, which kind of sucks. Palika, 23. I'd like to see, you know, him putting up some more points. Kraus, 20 for 4th liner is actually pretty good. Adam Pelech there, Ryan McLeod. Stammer at 15 and 18 for us. Not too bad. Millette there at 13. Dvorak only 9. Goaltending wise, Carter Hart here, 918 and 263 again. Really good numbers. Could have a chance at that Vezina Trophy. AHL wise, or here, 914 with 9 shutouts and a 208. So yeah, this guy looks like he's going to be a goalie for sure. What's his poise? 69. Not really the nicest for a goalie, but we'll see. Maybe that goes up. Behind 7-0 here, you had Gurianov, Dorofayev, Tulio all in the 60s. Bystad was close. Philip there at 50. This Manning guy, we just drafted 2028 6th round, 96 passing. So you guys can see 24 assists there. I'm hoping he grows. Like, he's already, what, a 73? I think pretty sure we drafted him in like the high 60s. So he's another guy who could end up being a player for us. And in terms of the entire league, does McDavid win his 6th straight Art Ross trophy? He does not. Nathan MacKinnon 107. What? What the heck? Zach Werenski 104 points? Dude did average 26 minutes a night, but where did that come from? I mean, 75 the year prior, solid. 78, 56, 72. Like, he was putting up solid numbers, but then all of a sudden, 104. Ridiculous numbers for Werenski. He just signed a new deal as well. $13 million for the next 8 years. Pays him until he's 39. I mean, good for Zach. Yeah, McCarr there, 103. McDavid finished 4th. Nick Suzuki actually tied with him. Same with Clayton Keller. Matthews, Pasternak, Kyrou. I feel like 59 goals. Yeah, McDavid there wins Maurice Richard. So how cool is that? Wins Maurice Richard the same year he breaks Gretzky's record. Defensively here, I mean, the fact Werenski, McCarr, 104, 103. Werenski, though, definitely gets the Norris as he had the higher plus-minus. Goaltending stats, Shesterkin there actually had the most wins, 43. Levi here, 921. He's having 91 overall for the Sabres. You can see, like, Hart wasn't that far behind, 918. If we could have had, you know, around 40 wins for him, he might have had a shot at it. But still, like, a good year. And then goals against here, lowest for a starter, also Levi, 254. And then rookie skaters, we didn't have any. But Elliot Griffin here, 20 years old on the Florida Panthers, 84 overall, no X Factors. Interesting player there to lead rookies in scoring, 53 points. Really no one too crazy. Michael Misa's brother, though, we could trade for him. That'd be kind of cool. He's actually up to an 84. Really good playmaking stats, too. In terms of the entire league, guys, Buffalo Sabres there win the President's Trophy. We actually finished 8th place. I mean, yeah, if we didn't play terribly after the deadline, we definitely finished with 100-plus points. I'm not sure if we're winning the President's Trophy or anything, but still, doing a lot better. A couple teams there, Boston, Ottawa kind of get screwed. Dallas gets in at 20. Let's see, last in the entire NHL here, the Calgary Flames, 69 points. Battle of Alberta, unfortunately, we'll have to wait a bit. Goals for there, the Devils were first. We did finish 6th, though. And then lowest goals against here, the LA Kings. We had the 4th lowest goals against. So again, we're a top team in both categories. You know, both sides of the ice, offense and defense. McDavid there still crushing it. So Anaheim Ducks here, we played before. They got Salah, McTavish, and Liljegren on the first line. Palmieri, Terry, Franz on the second. As that's right, Zegras left. Cotter, Gaucher, Perreault. Berger in there on the 4th line with Comtois, Burakovsky. Kind of a nasty 4th line, honestly. Not sure how Bergeron's 81 faceoffs is on the wing and Comtois 61's in the center position, but whatever. Mintyukov there, Solomonson, Drysdale, Zellweger, Hornqvist. They got another sick defenseman. Low elite, 2nd round. What a pick by them. And then Sandberg again. Drysdale, Zellweger, Mintyukov. What a few defensemen to build around. Olsen there's their starter. He's an 83. Vanacek backing him up. Also 83. I mean, okay, we actually have a chance here. I feel like their goaltending's a little bit low rated. Obviously, they still have a solid team there, especially the defense. So we'll see what happens. We do have home ice advantage here as a 2 seed. Win the first game 5-1. We lose the second, though, 3-2. Head to Anaheim now. And lose game 3 and game 4 in OT. Are you kidding me? Down 3 games to 1. Bags against the wall. Can we do it? Can we rattle off 3 straight wins? Here we go. And we lose 5-4 in OT. Wow. I just realized 3 of the 4 games we lost were by 1 goal. I thought we had the team to do it. I thought bringing in a vet like Stammer was going to help us out. Draisaitl there, 6 points in 5 games. That's tough. And now in terms of the AHL team, guys, look at this. We're currently down 3-2 San Jose Barracuda. Normally that would mean we lose because the first round I'm pretty sure is 5 games, but for some reason they messed it up. And we actually come back and win that thing. So AHL team keeps their hopes alive. Next up we got the Canucks and tied it up 2-2 after going down early. And then we win game 7. Wow, this team's barely holding on. Back-to-back 7-game series. Grand Rapids Griffins now in the conference final. And we're on to the Calder Cup final. Okay. Maybe we have something to be excited about as I say that. Down 2-0 there to the Phantoms. Head home, though, and we get swept. Are you kidding me? We make the Calder Cup final and then immediately get swept. That's tough. And the playoffs are complete, guys. Dallas Stars there win the Stanley Cup. I feel like they've won another Stanley Cup, unless I'm remembering a different video. Oh my god. Anaheim picking first overall via the Vegas Golden Knights. I wonder, did Trevor Zegras get like an offer sheet and that's how they got that first round pick? I feel like he might have, so works out great for Anaheim. Kind of sucks for us, though. Team in our division now, adding a first overall pick. Actually, look at that. 4 of the top 5 teams are in the Pacific. Arizona's the only one that's not, and they're still in the West. So, yeah, our division's just going to get even better. We'll take a look next year and see the awards, playoff tree, all that good stuff. So Dallas Stars here with the Kings in 5, Ducks in 7, Preds in 7, and then the Rangers in 7 in the Stanley Cup Final. Now in terms of the awards here, guys, of course, we know the team. McKinnon, of course, got the Art Ross. Renski, though, gets the Hart Trophy. Very cool. Defenseman hasn't won it in a while. Also got the James Norris. It would be really weird if he didn't after winning the Hart. Suzuki, Lady Bing. Luke Misa there, Calder. Okay, like I said, could trade for him. Would be kind of cool. Hintz there, Conn Smythe. Levi did get the Vezina along with the Wham Jennings. DeMello there, Bill Masterton. Of course, we just traded him to the Islanders. Philly coach Jack Adams. Carlson, Selke. Pasternak, Ted Lindsay. McDavid, though, Maurice Richard. So we do have one award. AHL-wise, of course, Phantoms there got the Calder Cup. We did win our division, I think, for the first time, so that's something. And of course, we're the Western Conference playoff champions. So good to see the AHL team starting to succeed a bit. Chris Kreider there at most points, kind of funny to see him in the AHL. Anthony Duclair MVP, so yeah, all these like former NHL players. Kreider most goals. Salcido there, best rookie, I think he just made up. Harris, best defenseman. Surprised he's down the AHL. Kreider, sportsmanship. And then, yeah, no other really players' names I recognize. I want to take a look at our playoff stats. I might as well start with the AHL. Tulio, over point per game. That's awesome. Manning there, 19 and 23. Again, he's the guy with sick passing, so I think for sure he's going to be a star for us. And I was just thinking, guys, how did we make the Calder Cup final when only 4 players had more than 7 points in 23 games? But it's because a bunch of our guys are probably considered NHL players at this point, so game's not showing their stats, which sucks. Hopefully it shows the goalie stats, or here, 925-205. Like, yeah, he is sick. Hopefully we can win a Calder Cup with him. Carter Hart here in the playoffs, unfortunately, did not play well after having a pretty solid regular season. Drysdale and McDavid there both had 6. Misa, Hyman also point per game. Yamamoto was close. Same with Riley and Nuge. I mean, really, I think we just got super unlucky against the Ducks there. What are you going to do? And as I mentioned before, guys, check this out. The new all-time leader in goals for the Edmonton Oilers is now Connor McDavid, 607 and counting. Carter Hart's actually 7 shuts behind Tommy Salo for the record, so maybe if he has a really good season next year, he could break that, which would be cool. Obviously, there's a couple records there not being touched. Most points there with Wayne Gretzky, 1669. Actually, McDavid's 200 behind. We got 3 years left. He could break that, and assists, which would be pretty nuts. Obviously, he's not going to touch like Gretzky's all-time records, but to break his Oilers records would be pretty insane. And next year, got to take a look at retired players. I wonder if Stamkos calls it quits. And he does with Anze Kopitar. I was actually looking. Anze Kopitar was in the AHL this year. 77 overall, I believe. Making $5 million. He's down to 72. And his trade value was like higher than 83 overall players. So hopefully EA can fix that. Stammer there retires with us. Obviously, you know, I was hoping for a bigger run with him. But somehow that's how she goes. 4 points in 5 games. He definitely helped us out, although he was -4. Giroux there retires as well. Brad Marchand, Pacioretty. How old is Marchand at this point? 41. Pacioretty is 40. Yossi there calls it quits. Was he still high rated? Yeah, he was. Still an 85. That's good to see. A lot of times Yossi kind of falls off a cliff. Duchesne there retired with the Penguins. Victor Hedman. Was he still good? Okay, he's a 79, which isn't terrible. Zuccarello was 41. Doughty. Tyson Berry there, of course. Had him on the team to start. Retires actually with the Grand Rapids Griffins. Palat there. Chris Kreider. Zach Hyman. I did not expect that, but he is 37 now. Wow, okay. So we got to find a new player to play on that top line with McDavid and Draisaitl. We'll see what we can do. Gallagher, Granlund, Saad. I mean, look at all these names. Pretty crazy. Arvidsson there was a free agent. Didn't even get signed. Adam Larson as well. Of course, the infamous 1-for-1 Taylor Hall trade. Okay, so Connor Murphy there too was on our team for a bit. So yeah, tons of players retiring this year, honestly. I'll take a look at goalies. And you got Bobrovsky, who's won the Vezina Trophy 2 times, so you got to respect him. Markstrom there, Leonard, Forsberg, Grubauer. So yeah, really crazy free agency class, honestly. We're going to have some money to spend this summer, so hopefully we can bring in like a star top 6 forward. As we're getting to the draft now, guys, I can't believe this. The Ducks beat us round 1, and they're picking first overall. Like, that's usually something I would do, so good for them, I guess. Top 5 picks, most likely medium elites, although we don't really have as much information as I'd like. We're double scouting every single CHL league, so I'm not sure how we don't have info on those guys. Looking at gems here, let's see. Low top 6, 255 gem. That's actually one of like the lowest ranked gems I've ever seen, so hopefully that's just an absolute steal. Low top 4, 73. Honestly, even though he's a gem, if he's low top 4, like, it's just not that good. This guy, though, if he is a medium late center, going early 2nd round, that's a great pick. This is also a pretty good player here. Philip Holton, guaranteed low top 6, going to go 250, which is a 7th round pick. I'm sure, yeah, an HLTA 5 years, but still, if we get him in the 7th round, that's a steal. Now, next year, guys, I'm offering the Ducks a 2nd and 4th round pick to move up 16 spots in the 2nd round to get that gem. Hopefully, he's still there. His central ranking's 40, so it's definitely risky. This is the only pick on the block, though. Let's see what they say. Trades accepted, so just have to hope for the best here, essentially. Sending to pick 39. Furland. Was it Furland? Tape to tape and shot blocking. 79 overall, medium top 6. That dude's a beast. If he went one pick before, he didn't. Our guy's Henriksen, who could be medium elite. Okay, could he also be sick? 65 medium top 6. This is the gem. Oh, he does have shutdown and yoink there. So our scouts did pretty well, but the Arizona scouts, 79 medium top 6, early second. What a pick. Look at this, guys. Vegas here, 4th pick in the second round, 78 medium top 6. Bachman, also a couple X factors. This Murray guy, 77. I've actually never seen an early second round that was that good. Like, these guys are almost as high rated as the top 5 picks. They're just not medium potential. As you can see, like, all these guys are pretty much 80 right on. You can see, like, pick 6, 7, 8 there, mid-60s. Now, pick 9, 80 overall, medium top 6. That's like a rating potential combination you never see. St. Louis as well, 80 medium top 4. Okay, this draft class must have just been kind of sick. 79, 78, a lot of high-rated players. Columbus gets a medium elite, 64 sniper. Jeez, yeah, this was a good draft, I guess. And I just sent our next pick here, guys, in the 4th round. Honestly, at this spot, I'm not sure. Calder, probably low elite. Grinder, he's like our next pin guy. I guess we can go with him. If he's low elite, that's actually a solid pick. And he's a low top 6, which isn't terrible. He's a grinder. Could potentially be like in our bomb 6 by year 10. And now in the 5th round here, guys, and my next pick is going to be this Burnett guy. Good chance to be medium top 6, plays for Peterborough. And he is medium top 6, only 51 overall, but still, solid pick there. And I'm trying to get trade guys for some 7th round picks to take some of those late round steals. And I was looking at our defense here. Look at this. Pellick's dropped 2 overall, now an 86. Luckily, you know, got him signed pretty cheap there still. Taze also dropped, now only an 87. Only 1 year left, I think, at 12.5 million, so that's good. Riley is well dropped. I think, you know, just because these guys are all like hitting 35, they're starting to drop in rating. We'll see. I think, you know, obviously there's only a few seasons left, but hopefully they can at least stay like mid to highest 80s. If they start dropping more than that, we're in trouble. And speaking of the 7th rounders, guys, I'm going to see if the Vegas Golden Knights will give us 2 2029 7ths for a 4th. I feel like that's kind of too good a value, but the value's actually on their side. Would never do this if there wasn't some decent players available. They say no. I feel like that is such a fair offer from our side. Alright, guys, since they said no to the 4th round, we're going to try offering 2 medium bomb 6s and a 5th. I feel like the bomb 6s are probably better than what the 7th rounders would be anyways. And they do say yes to that. And I actually want one more 7th here. And now, guys, we're trying to get a 7th round pick from the Blue Jackets, offering up Zachary Bolduc. I think he was playing 4th line in the AHL for us anyways, so might as well get a pick for him. They say no to that. Honestly, I thought that was pretty fair value. Now, they're also interested in Martinuk here, low bomb 6. I think they're getting a lot here for a 7th. And they do say yes. Okay, so we got 3 7th round picks now. Hopefully can hit on all of these. One of them is a gem, which is still crazy to see that we have a gem there. Could also take Clutterbuck there. Could be medium top 4, but honestly, I'm going to go with the more sure thing. We have a guaranteed medium top 9, guaranteed low top 6, and then, of course, the gem. So, the first pick would be Albrecht here, Leon Albrecht from Germany. I feel like you can, of course, learn from Draisaitl. Let's see. And 55 medium top 9 for the early 7th round. Not bad. And look at that, guys. I'm glad we didn't take Clutterbuck. 54 medium 7th. Would have been a waste of a pick for sure. So, we made the right decision. Next here, we're going to take Holton, guaranteed low top 6, and 55 overall. So, no, not the lowest rated, not the highest, but again, for a 7th rounder, not too bad. And our last pick of the draft, pick number 220, we get a gem, which I still can't believe is available. Connor Acker from the Everton Silvertips, come on. And he's a 52 low elite, almost the last pick in the draft. He was like the 5th last pick there. That is nasty. If he had X Factors, it would have been an even crazier pick, but still, very solid way to end the draft. As for now, the re-sign phase, 11.5 million in cap space. Still have to add a couple extra forwards after losing both Hyman and Stammer to retirement. As you guys can see, all of our top players are under contract. Still can't believe Yamamoto there, 88 now, making 2.75. That's probably the best contract we've given out this entire series. We'll see who's actually like the next player we even have to give one to. Anthony Mantha does not want an extension. Only going to cost 2.2 million. Could bring him back to be a 3rd line winger. Doesn't want an extension though. Could maybe get somebody else a bit better. Guriano there's been good in the AHL. Would depend on the price for him. 800k. Could bring him back just to do that role. Honestly, he's been good. Why not? Now, Vero here, 80 overall, 27. Just gonna let him go. Let some younger defensemen play. Simoneau, Durafiev, they've all been so good. 1.2 though for Simoneau. Durafiev, 800k. He tried getting that 1 million last time. So, Simoneau, I mean, we can bury, I think, like 1.1. He's been good. Honestly, I'll probably, though, say no, because there's probably a really good chance you can just get him for 800k once we hit free agency. Max Jones here, I was hoping to get for cheap. Look, he wants 1.2, so we have to let him go as well. Ostapchuk, 26.79. 800K for 2 more years. Let's do 1 year, see whether or not he grows. And then in terms of goalies, guys, obviously both Hart and Lukin are under contract. They're actually under contract for the next couple of years, so we're good until season 10. Or here, though, needs a new deal. Definitely going to qualify. He's been playing great. What's he want? 1.2 million. Okay, I mean, he wants that for 3 years. He's already an 80. And he could be the backup come year 10, maybe even the starter if we, I don't know, depends how our money goes. So I wouldn't mind a 3-year, $1.1 million deal. We'll just bury that for sure for next season, though. All right, guys, so Calvert there accepted. He was just a prospect. Gurianov, Durofeyev. Too many players positioned on his depth chart. I'd probably give him an extra 100K and I'll say yes. Or they're accepted, so that's big. We're definitely set at the goalie position. I'll stop Chuck there. And I think that was pretty much it. And now at this point, guys, we'll probably just get to free agency. Again, Mantha I might bring back, but really no reason we have to lock in on him right now. Might as well just keep our money and see what else is out there. All right, guys, so it's now the free agency period. I'm curious to see who's available. We actually have some money to spend. Bowen Byram, free agent defenseman, 90 overall, wants 13.5. Unfortunately, do not have the money for that. Alexis Lafreniere, also a free agent now, 90 overall. What does he want? 13. Same with Cole Perfetti, who's actually passed him in rating. Matty Beniers there, he wants 12.5. Svechnikov there, 11.2. We could actually get Svechnikov. Imagine him on the first line. That would be pretty nasty. We'd have no money after that, so really we'd have to find some absolute value signings, which, if there are some available, that could be a route to go for sure. Eric Sneck there, more of a two-way guy. $8 million for a really good two-way forward. I don't know. He does have 90-60 awareness, 87 shot block, 95 stick check. Could be first-line PK, especially because, you know, Nuge has gone down in rating a bit. Again, guys, just going to look through here for some steals. Elias Lindholm, 4.2, 34 years old. He could kind of be, honestly, like a cheaper Eric Sneck. You can see 92D awareness. If we do go after Svechnikov, cannot get Lindholm. Of course, as I mentioned, could bring Mantha back. Nick Paul there wants 1.5. So, yeah, I think might as well go all out, try and sign Svechnikov. If it doesn't work, again, we could get, like, you know, a combo there of Elias Lindholm, somebody else. But Svechnikov here's a star. We have the money. 7 years. Does it get cheaper on a shorter term deal? It doesn't. So might as well do the 7 he wants. We're going to have to, you know, outbid some other people. We'll do 11.5. I think we have 11.77 as the max. If he does say yes, of course, that'd be absolutely nasty. Him, McDavid, Draisaitl on that first line. Goaltenders, Spencer Knight's available. Now franchise potential, 92 overall. That is nuts. Coast there up to an 86. Take a look at two-way goalies just in case there's like some medium elite. No, there is not. I'm looking at other two-way players here, guys. There's actually some decent players. Svechnikov here, pretty sure has good two-way stats. Yeah, quick pick for starters. Two-way forward there, 95 hand-eye, 90 passing, 85D awareness. That had to be in the AHL last year, right? Yeah, still. Point per game, though, in the AHL, 80 overall. I mean, worst case, he's just nasty for us in the A. We'll do a 3-year deal, 950K. If he says yes, I think that's a great contract. Karen Gino as well. He's got the truculence X Factor, 80 overall. 5-star physical. Could put him on like the 4th line. Bump up Crouch to the 3rd. 900K for 1 year. Let's try that. Also, two guys at the top here. You got Nolan Foote, 81 overall. Unfortunately, I looked. Defensive awareness, 78. Is just not good enough, even though he does have 5-star physical and pretty solid puck skills and shooting. Noah Cates here, though, 90D awareness and stick check. He could potentially be a good 4th liner for us. We'll offer him like a 1-year 950K deal as well. And then sorted by potential here, McMillan, 2055 low elite. Don't think he's going to play, but definitely worth signing. Isaac Howard, 2576. Surprised he didn't grow. Usually he's kind of a nasty player. Do a 3-year deal on him for like 900K. Coolidge as well, 2577. You never know, with some ice time, maybe I can do something. And as I mentioned too, guys, we need some defensemen. Jack Mateer here actually played for the Canadian World Junior team, 2678. So he's pretty much done growing, but for like a 1 year, I guess 2 years here. Help with the AHL team, not bad player. And next year, guys, I'm also going to sign Colin Altschuler, 2476, low top 6. Really not the best, but again, we just need some AHL defensemen. If he takes like league min there for 3 years, that's a good contract. We have to wait and see what Andrei Svechnikov says before we can kind of build out the rest of this team, know how much money we're going to have. Barry there and Holton, medium top 6, low top 6 for 2/3 does not seem worth it. And here we go, guys. McMillan accepted our offer. I believe he was like the low elite AHL defenseman. Waiting to hear back at Svechnikov still. Nichushkin, 1 year left, but they want confident in the medium elite player, plus Iverson in medium top 4. They're asking for a lot, and obviously too, we need that money right now in case we can get Svech. Just got a new AHL assistant coach. Come on, also AHL goalie coach. Noah Cates said yes. Tanner Janot, Coolidge, Mateer. So these are all AHL guys. Svechnikov could be an NHL player for us. Howard's in the AHL. Same with Altschuler. Come on, Svechnikov. Unreal. Did not offer him enough money. Signs with the Rangers. And we actually gave him extra money too. So Rangers must have just offered even more. But That is all right. So we still have 11.6 million. We'll see. I'm sure there's still some very good players available. For instance, Alexei Lafreniere is available. He's actually gone down in asking price, 10.7. So we could get him cheaper than Svechnikov. Are you kidding me? Imagine him, McDavid, Draisaitl on the same line. He's got really good stats. Last year, he put up 70 points. I mean, okay, we're just going to keep going big game hunting. Let's offer. Washington wants him too. Let's try 11 by 6 because that's what he wants. I was going to say 7 by 11 would have sounded better, but we'll do 11 for 6. If he says no, we'll start to go after more of the mid-80s. Wow. Lafreniere said no. Didn't offer him enough money based on his skills. I want to see how much we got outbid by on both him and Svech. So Svechnikov we lost out to by 100K. We offered him 11.5. Lafreniere, I believe we offered 11 right on. They offered him 12.5. Okay, I mean, fair enough. And so after missing out on those two guys, I'm looking for some cheaper players. Evangelista here, 85, wants just under 3 million. Like, that's a really fair ask. Only had 25 points last year, but looked like he's playing fourth line probably. He's actually got really good stats, so I feel like if he plays in our top 9, could produce for us 3 more years. Honestly, 3.25. Hopefully that's enough. Could offer him more, but I think that's a steal. We still have like 8 million bucks at that point. We only need one more forward. Maybe go and make some sort of like defenseman trade. And the other play I'm looking at here, guys, is Ilya Mikheyev. Probably just a 1-year deal because he's 34. Two-way forward though. A90 awareness on a stick check. He's fast. He should fit our third line, which is actually where I think I'm going to be playing him. Wants 3.8 million for 1 year. This would be perfect. 86 overall. Offer him 4 million bucks. If Evangelista says yes too, we'd still have about 4 million if we want to, you know, make a trade, whether it be in the summer at trade deadline. So hopefully those guys say yes to help round out this team. And there we go. Evangelista said yes literally the next day. Cash offer most generous, even though I feel that was a steal. And look at that. He actually had a lot of playoff experience last year. 9 points in 18 games. Come on, Mikheyev. He said yes too. Okay, there we go. And oh my gosh, speaking of experience, he had 14 there in 26. As he was actually playing for the Stanley Cup winning Dallas Stars. So I feel like that's a pretty good sign. And now next year, guys, trying to get trade to solidify our defense. Minnesota has Jonas Brodin on the block. 1 year left, 7.5. Obviously, a very solid defensive defenseman, good skater. 93 D awareness there, 92 stick check. Last year, it was a plus 45. Doesn't put up a lot of points, but obviously for the PK, keep the puck out of the net, he's a good ad. Dvorak here has been pretty meh. 24 years old now, 82 overall. Signed for 3 more years at 2 million bucks, so obviously a great contract. That's why he's got some value, but trying to win now. Brodin, of course, the better defenseman. Adding a second-round pick. He's on the block, and they want both Dvorak and the pick, so I think this goes through. Trades rejected. The value's just a bit low for us. Okay, so maybe we just throw in like some prospect. Honestly, this Yandel prospect, 2163 low elite. He's not bad, but nothing amazing. And we could do that and maybe switch out the second for like a third. I'd be down with this trade. Value's quite high on our side now. And yeah, there you go. Okay, so defense is looking very solid at this point. Also, guys, as I mentioned, I want to bring Simino back to the AHL team. That first line, just too good. So we'll do 3 years here, 800K. Hopefully he says yes. All right, guys, for the start next season now, just trying to trade a couple extra players. Tulio's 27, no longer growing, so might as well trade him on. Payarvi here, 23, only a 71. He's also doesn't have a spot in the AHL team. If we can get a third and a sixth for these two, that's insane value. Trades rejected. Honestly, I would just take a third. There we go. It's crazy to me, like, a third's that easy to get, but then when we were trying to get a couple sevens, it actually took so much at the draft. So next year, guys, I'll show what the team is looking like. Trying some new things. So first line here is Draisaitl, McDavid, and Millette. I told him I wanted him on McDavid's wing eventually. This is his last year before he's done growing, so we're giving him a shot here on the first line, at least for like the first, you know, half of the season. I'm honestly really curious to see how he produces with McDavid and Draisaitl. Second line here, Evangelista, Misa, Yamamoto, also getting a +2. Third line, Mikheyev, Nugent Hopkins, Holloway. That looks pretty solid. And then the fourth line is now Krause, McLeod, and Janot. So I feel like the forward group, honestly, is looking good. Defensively here, with the addition of Brodin, we don't only have that stud 90 overall plus guy, but like it's just a very solid D-core. So Brodin and Tays top pair get a +5. You then have Riley Broberg second getting a +2. Pelech, Sand, and Pelik on the bottom, they get 0. So basically, these combinations are all based off what gave us the best chemistry. I guess technically that's better, but I think a +5 on the top pair matters a lot more than a +5 on a bottom pair. Goaltending here, of course, Hart still starting. Now a 90 overall. Looking and backing up, still 87. In the AHL even, Orr's now an 82. Sanders there is a 77. As I said, goalie situation, we are set. Roller's backup goalie, so hopefully just can kind of tear up the AHL. Then if we have to, we can trade one of Hart or Luukkonen. Forward line in the AHL, first line staying together. Second line there's Manning, Svechkov, Cates. They get a +2. Voros, Koppinen, Howard on the third line, Ostapchuk, Bystedt, Filipula. Again, Voros here and Koppinen, both medium elites. Could trade these guys to try and like make something happen, but obviously if they can grow up to like an 80-something on entry levels for like year 9, year 10, especially since they're like a grinder and 2A forward respectively, they'd be perfect for the bottom 6. Defensively here, McLennan, Matier, top pair. Stoner, Altshuller there on the second pair with Iverson, Ottavainen on the bottom. Isn't like the best defense ever, but I do think it's pretty solid. And now in terms of our ratings for next season, guys, we've got 96 offense, 92 defense, 92 goaltending. I feel like this team's good enough to get it done. Of course, we'll have to wait and see. Cole Perfetti added to the Flames, so maybe they won't finish last NHL this year, but obviously anything can happen in the sim. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.